On the news tonight, Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak presents 187.5 billion naira revised appropriation to the House of Assembly of Kwara State. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arraigned civil servant for giving false information. Correspondent takes a look at increasing rate of suicide, causes, and way out of the menace. Plus, updates from the world of entertainment and sports. This is the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA ILORIN News Tonight. Good evening and welcome. I am Kehinde Omolosho. Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has presented the 2022 revised appropriation of 187.5 billion naira to the House of Assembly of Kwara State for consideration and passage. This was contained in a message from the governor read by Speaker Yakubu Dala Desalu at the plenary. The revised appropriation in the message will be placed on ongoing capital projects and consistent payment of new minimum wage of civil servants in the state. The estimate represents a shortfall of 2.08 billion naira, representing 1.1% decrease from the approved 2022 budget of 189.6 billion naira. 52.3% of the revised budget will go for recurrent, while capital expenditure will take the remaining 47.66%.
The total budget size after the review exercise is now 187 billion 531,705,929 naira as against the 2022 approved estimate.
Speaker Yakubu Dala Desalu referred the revised budget estimate to House Committee on Appropriation for further legislative actions. In another development, the House of Assembly is worried about the indiscriminate dumping of refuse in drains by residents, which it believes can lead to flooding. This followed the matter of general public importance raised by Deputy Speaker Raphael Adetiba. Members in their submissions implored the Minister of Environment to prosecute anyone found dumping refuse indiscriminately to serve as deterrent to others.
All the state government to provide the environmental officers all the working tools and logistics required to make them function effectively in order to restore sanity to the society.
Within the resolutions of the House, Speaker Yakubu Dala Desalu charged the Minister of Environment to educate members of the public on the dangers of dumping refuse in waterways. The Ilorin Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned a 43-year-old Kwara State civil servant, Binta Lambe, before Justice Mohammed Sani of the Federal High Court sitting in Ilorin for giving false information. A statement by the EFCC head of media and publicity, Wilson Uwujare, says Binta was arraigned on Monday, September 12, 2022, on one-count charge bordering on internet fraud and possession of fraudulent funds. She was alleged to have received the sum of 25,000 naira from one Faloye, Uluwadamilola Victor, who was arrested by the EFCC for offences bordering on internet fraud and possession of fraudulent funds. Following a not guilty plea to the charge, counsel to the EFCC, Andrew Akoja, prayed the court to fix a date for trial to enable the prosecution to prove its case. However, counsel to the defendant, Abiola Usman, through an oral application, asked the court to admit his client to bail pending trial. Justice Sani granted the defendant bail in the sum of 500,000 naira only, with one surety in like sum. The surety must be a civil servant and must deposit a photocopy of his identity card with the court. The judge adjourned the case to November 3, 2022 for commencement of trial. Road users in Ilorin are calling on the Kwara State government to repair malfunctioning traffic lights in the metropolis to ease smooth flow of vehicular movement with the city's growing population. Raliat Ibrahim has the report.
Traffic lights are installed at road junctions, roundabouts and pedestrian crossings to ensure free flow of traffic. In Ilorin, traffic lights were installed at various points including Gerin Alimi roundabout, Taiwo Road, Maraba and Challenge areas. Unfortunately, none is functional at the moment.
They are supposed to be functioning because it makes movement of both the pedestrian and the cars easier, and it will reduce the level of accident occurrence on the road. So I believe for a metropolis like this in Ilorin, the traffic light should be up and running.
There has been time that the traffic light was working and it was effective. But I don't know what actually happened to the lights, that it started malfunctioning. And I was believing that the state government that puts the traffic light in position will see to its repairs. But over the time now, it has not been functioning.
These respondents laud the roles of traffic wardens but believe a growing metropolis like Ilorin deserves automated traffic control system.
Maraba in particular is not getting better. It has remained the way it is since time memorial. One, the road needs to be expanded. Better traffic management. You see, the light will work for some time, it will go for months. And the traffic warden here are not always enough. See, 2-3 hours, they will get tired, leave the job, traffic will get worse.
Really appreciate the effort of the traffic warders who have been so much effective.
I will urge those that are involved to fix it so that everything will be in order.
When NTA News crew sought comments from the Kwara State Ministry of Energy, the office in charge of traffic lights, officials declined to comment. Raliat Ibrahim, NTA News.
Nigeria is said to have one of the highest suicide rates in Africa, and this act of killing oneself seems to be on the increase, especially in recent times. Abdulafiz Alaya in this report takes a look at the increasing rate of suicide, its causes, and the way out of the menace.
Life, they say, is precious, but definitely not to some people who for either social, economic or medical reasons attempt or willingly take their own lives. The recent case of a Unibank staff, Prince Kata, Aminat Teslim, and another middle-aged man who allegedly committed suicide by jumping into Amule and Asa rivers in Ilorin testifies to an increase in suicidal deaths in Nigeria.
And the other one that happens occurs on the 3rd September. It happens at Asa River, which involves a man called Peter Ajayi. Maybe it is out of a spiritual influence or manipulation that caused him to jump into the river.
When an individual commits suicide, the immediate family and the society suffer the consequences. Hence, the need for parents, the community and the government to play their part in curbing the menace, which is said to be a criminal offense before the law.
So if you attempt to kill yourself and you succeed in killing yourself, good for you. But if you fail to kill yourself, the law will take its course. It attracts imprisonment.
You have to synthesize, counsel, give moral talk. Even the parents, being the first contact to these people, have a lot of roles to play.
Can encourage our religious leaders too, maybe in mosques and churches, to preach on how to live a very useful life, on the danger inherent in taking one's life.
We are trying all our effort by sensitizing the members of the public that, you know, this life, what you are experiencing today, does not determine what your future will be.
In line with the theme of this year's World Suicide Prevention Day, creating hope through action, respondents advise people to be their brother's keepers and always make those facing one life challenge or the other see reasons to live and why suicide should never be an option. Abdulafiz Alaya, NTA News.
Coming up after this break, need for constant medical checkup and its benefits. Stay tuned.
Shola, come and help me. You need to learn.
But I'm more interested in drawing.
How are you going to be part of the business if you don't learn?
You just don't understand.
Morning. Anyone for some Lipton?
The rich taste of Lipton awakens body and mind.
Let me have a look at your drawings. Son, these designs are amazing.
Lipton Yellow Label Tea. Awaken to what really matters.
My husband, what don't be all this me?
Mr.
Andy, what do they measure up and down?
So you don't know say our level don't change. Now the measure space we go contain everything where I go buy. When I win my 1 million for FCMB Millionaire Promo.
Win and change your levels with FCMB Millionaire Promo. Just download the FCMB new mobile app to open accounts easily. Deposit minimum of 5K for the new account. Make you come visit wincity.fcmb.com to play and win. If you be FCMB customer, just deposit your 5K to your FCMB account. More deposits go give you more chance to win.
Bros, I don't open FCMB account and I don't put money inside. Hey,
borrow your name. We still dey use am.
FCMB Millionaire Promo, levels go change.
Welcome back. The increasing rate of sudden death in recent times has been attributed to lack of periodic medical checkup by all and sundry. In this report, Funmilayo Familoni examines the need for constant medical checkup and its benefits.
Medical checkup is a routine medical examination embarked upon by people, especially after the age of 40, to determine the general wellness of their body system. The idea of constant medical checkup is a common practice in the developed countries, but reverse is the case in African countries, Nigeria inclusive. This nonchalant attitude among the people prompted me to move within and around Ilorin metropolis to ask from residents of the state capital how often they go for medical checkup.
Though if I didn't have any illness in my body, I don't used to go to hospital.
I don't go to hospital at all unless I'm not feeling fine.
The recommendations regarding the frequency of routine medical checkup is on age, risk factors, job employment, and current health status. To Marufas Fanny Lati, a fish seller, she believes going for medical checkup does more good than bad for everyone. Hence, it should be done more often.
I go for checkup monthly. They tell me about my BP and also encourage me to go for very well.
I check my BP and I check my blood and urine.
Corroborating a view, a medical practitioner, Yusuf Amuda, says the best way to achieve complete wellness of the entire body system is for people to imbibe the culture of going for constant medical checkup.
People that we see coming are the type of medical checkup that we see are the pre-employment, or maybe the school. Let me put it that way, same thing. You see them coming when they want to get employed. You see them coming when they are going to new school, because before they go to school, they have to get that certificate. That is when that's only when you see them coming to check. Everybody should come regularly. We're talking about maybe in the couple of 3 months or maybe 1 year or quarterly.
Health, they say, is wealth. Hence the need for people to take medical checkup more seriously. Funmilayo Familoni, NTA News.
And moving on to entertainment news, Nigerian superstar Rema has been presented with a plaque by major streaming platform Audiomack after surpassing 200 million streams on the platform. Rachel Olaitan has details.
Rema's recently released its single, Calm Down, featuring international pop star Selena Gomez, has gathered 296,000 streams on Audiomack in less than a month of its release and has contributed to the star surpassing 200 million streams on the platform. The plaque.
We now join David Twitter for sports updates.
Umar suffered a right knee sprain during the Getafe-Real Sociedad match on Sunday. After tests carried out on the player, has been diagnosed with the rupture of the anterior cruciate ligament in the right leg. The 25-year-old will be off this season and will miss Nigeria's friendly against Algeria in 2 weeks' time.
Sports updates conclude our package on News Tonight. Good evening.